Today on Play to Win, Nikki's back. Plus, Chuck Smith and Bob Whitfield are together, and they'll be talking about the Michigan State and Alabama game, also the Heisman race, Falcons and Panthers, plus injuries, fantasy football, and we'll have Jeffrey's picks on the fastest 30 minutes in football.
Play to Win is being brought to you by Toyota, the Georgia Lottery, and John Foy and Associates. Welcome to Play to Win with former Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Fantasy Football League previews with Adam Brown, game analysis with Nikki Williams, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Ed Schechter, medical and injury update with Dr. Andrew Lalage, and your host, Atlanta sports veteran Bob Neal. Today's SEC report is being brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome to the show, and how about this? Nikki is back from the Far East. She is bookended here by two of the great players ever for the Atlanta Falcons. Of course, our regular Chuck Smith. It's good to have you back again.
Good to be back.
And a guy he practiced against all the time, Bob Whitfield, who's a great offensive lineman, offensive tackle for the Falcons. And you guys were the first round pick, you were a second round pick, and you played together against each other. Now here you're on TV. It's incredible.
And we got a face for radio.
You were on radio.
Hey, he's got to speak for himself. I'm good with TV.
They were on radio just yesterday, and we'll be talking to them all game long. Great opinions coming up on all the things we'll discuss today, but it's the SEC report, and what we're going to do today is talk about the SEC and the bowl games and some of the big ones, and will the SEC have a good season of bowling, and Nikki's going to talk about that in a little later. I like that Texas A&M Louisville game will be a tough one. Of course, the big one on that page is Michigan State, Alabama. Some of the other SEC bowl games that are big. Northwestern from the Big Ten and Tennessee.
Tough matchup for Northwestern.
Here's the one I like. Michigan, Florida. They got great. They have great defense. It could be a 0-0 game. Oklahoma State, Ole Miss, Penn State, Georgia, Kansas State, Arkansas. And I want to get started, Chuck, by going to that big game, the one I think is the biggest of that group, and that is Michigan State and Alabama. How do you see that game?
Well, the first thing I see, it's Alabama's game to lose, Bob, and the reason why, they're the #1 defense in America. They have impact. We talked about Reggie Ragland week 1, and after the season, he was named Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC. Alabama's too strong. I don't see any way that Michigan State has a chance against this Alabama bully of a team.
All right, I want to ask Nikki about this, and that is the SEC's bowl record. Are they going to do well this year?
They have to do well this year if they want to shush all these naysayers that say the conference is weak. Look, they dominated for a decade. Last season, they went just 2-5 in bowl season. 3 of those losses were with teams that were ranked in the top 10. Currently, the SEC only has 2 teams ranked in the top 15, so they really need to make a statement during this bowl season.
One of the other big news stories, of course, in the SEC is Will Muschamp, the defensive coordinator at Auburn last year, former head coach at Florida, is going to be the head man now at South Carolina. He's a defensive guy. What about his offense?
First question probably would be about the offense. I think last year at Auburn was outstanding for me to work with Gus Malzahn, who first of all is a first-class individual, a great person, and an outstanding football coach. Really probably over the last 10 years offensively he's done as good a job as anybody in the country. And the last year at Auburn was fantastic for me. Sit back and see how he administered some things, and that's really identity-wise what we want to be. We want to be on the ball. We want to be fast. We want to be physical. We want to be able to be on the ball, spread the field, make them defend the 53 1/3 yards wide and 120 yards deep on the field. And that's really what we want to be offensively, and I think our guys are really excited about that.
All right, his dance is going to be all over the defense, and we know that. I'm going to ask Chuck about that in a moment. But before that, Bob Whitfield, he talks about spreading the field out, Malzahn and all of that, but we also know that the SEC is about the line of scrimmage.
Oh, definitely. He has to recruit very well in the SEC, and he's going against his old stomping grounds in Auburn. He's going against Alabama's, these Florida guys. He has to get offensive linemen so they can protect the quarterback to spread the ball around.
All right, and just quickly, Chuck, the defense, what kind of defense will he have, particularly along the line of scrimmage?
Well, I hope he comes with the 4-3, Bob. He went with the 3-4 when he was at Florida. It didn't work. So one of the things he has to do, this is his last shot. Will Muschamp, If he doesn't get the job done in South Carolina, he doesn't deserve to have another job.
Oh, all right, there's Chuck telling it like it is. Now it's time for the college football showdown, and our showdown is a Heisman showdown brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Now let's look at the Heisman candidates, the top 3 who will be in New York as we get ready for all the Heisman balloting. Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Deshaun Watson, and Nikki, how about the Heisman?
Well, it's interesting this year, Bob, because it depends on where your voting leads. If stats are your thing, then Christian McCaffrey, definitely your guy. If it's about the best player on the team that's done the best so far, Deshaun Watson, you're already shaking your head. But if it's about the guy that's playing the best in the big games, it's Derrick Henry. They're all so good, but they're so different. I know.
But Bob Whitfield's over there going,
I'm Deshaun Watson.
Bob, of course, went to Stanford, and
He's
Christian
a homer for Stanford.
McCaffrey.
His son plays at Stanford. His
I
son's
know.
a star. He's a homer.
Look,
Can't be biased.
I can wave the flag for Stanford all I want. Christian McCaffrey's a solid number 2 getter, but you will hear the voice of Keith Jackson when it's Alabama for the Heisman.
Touchdown, Derrick Henry.
Okay, touchdown, Christian McCaffrey. I like the sound of that, too.
Deshaun Watson.
We'll be back with
like
this
the sound.
wild and crazy bunch. I'm liking this today on Play to Win. When we come back, we're going to go to the hometown team report, and we'll talk about Kirby Smart. What will his football team look like at Georgia?
Toyota-thon is back with a season full of holiday treats.
Like 0% APR financing on the reliable Camry. Did you know 90% of Camrys sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today? But hurry, our biggest event of the year won't last long. Right now at the Toyota-thon sales event, get a low 0% APR for 60 months plus $500 holiday bonus cash on a new 2016 Toyota Camry. That's just 0% APR.
Make the holidays happier at Toyota-thon.
Toyota, let's go places.
'Twas the night before presents, and out on the lawn. No, it wasn't a sleigh, it was Larry and Tom. Young Jane bought a scratcher. It was her time for luck. Oh, the things she will buy with her $1 million. A diamond tiara, a big golden chalice, perhaps her own fashion designer named Alice. But wait, Jane did not buy. We must run away, 'cause you can't ever win if you choose not to play. Go for your chance at $1 million with the new holiday scratchers.
It's not limited edition, not cast conditioned, not exclusive or extra, nor is it private reserve. It is, however, a rare breed. American lager from an American-owned, family-operated brewery. Since 1829, we kept it so simple, we're still in fashion. Fancy that. America's oldest brewery, Yingling.
Oh, what fun it is!
Get to Nissan's holiday event for the season's best offers.
Right now, choose the 2015 Altima and get up to $1,000 bonus cash on top of existing offers. Shop your local Nissan store and choose Nissan.com.
Hometown Team Report is being brought to you by Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, bringing a higher order of pizza to Atlanta for 40 years.
Hometown team report. We're talking about the University of Georgia Bulldog hometown team report. Of course, Mark Richt out at Miami now, out in Gondon, Miami, and Kirby Smart coming in as the new head man at the University of Georgia at his press conference in Athens. Here is what Kirby Smart said his football will be like.
Our teams will display great mental and physical toughness. We'll play with great confidence and pride on the field. We'll work towards this with relentless energy and passion. And I will demand that everyone in the organization does that. The process is hard work. That's what it is. It's hard work through commitment to doing things the right way, a commitment to excellence on the field, off the field, in the classroom, in every social aspect we have for our players. And the only way you achieve that is by getting a great organization, a great support staff, surrounding yourself with great people and great coaches. And that's what I hope to do here at the University of Georgia.
All right, that's Kirby Smart talking about that, and he mentions a process. Of course, that's Nick Saban. That's what he learned from coaching under Nick Saban. My question to you, Chuck Smith, is Kirby Smart does have a great reputation. People like what he's going to do. However, it'll be the first time he's been a head coach in the SEC.
Well, you know, Bob, and I understand that, but Kirby Smart is the highest paid assistant in college football. He's the most ready, prepared college coach right now to take over a job with the magnitude of Georgia. Kirby Smart is prepared. And if Georgia would have went any other way in this situation with a Georgia guy who's the #1 coaching assistant hire in the game right now, it would have been a mistake. Kirby Smart is one of the best hires that Georgia has ever had, I believe.
So I'm going to call it right now. I'm going to say it right now. It's a smart hire.
Move.
It's a smart hire.
Double thumbs up.
All right, a little bit more on Kirby Smart from Nikki Williams.
Well, this is a homecoming for Kirby Smart. He was recruited by Ray Goff, played for Jim Donnan. We all know about his coaching travels and hooking up with Nick Saban, but people forget he actually went back in 2005 to UGA to coach running backs under Mark Richt. So he's been heavily involved with the organization. I think he's either worked or played with the last 3 head coaches at UGA.
Yeah, okay, well, it's a kind of a little bit of a weird time right now, Bob Whitfield, and that is that Kirby Smart's the new head coach at Georgia, but he is going to coach at Alabama all the way through the college football playoffs.
His time will be splintered, Bob. His time will be cut short to go work at Georgia. He won't have the time to recruit what you need to have to beat South Carolina consistently, beat Tennessee consistently, or to come back and beat Alabama. So, Kirby Smart, looking for him like Mark Richt. Couple years.
All right. Whoa. Did you get that? The last little shot he got in right in?
Even the great Bear Bryant had to have his first day as a coach to see if he becomes a legend one day. So Kirby has to have his first day before we can get to his second. He has a chance.
The reason we have these guys separated is pretty obvious, I think, but because Nikki's so strong, she can keep them at arm's length, and she knows how to do that. Now, by the way, I want to talk about 680 The Fan. Our friends at 680, Chris Domino has his comment on our 68 seconds with 680. And I'll just go to Chris this way by saying, okay, Richt out, Kirby Smart in.
Hey, Bob, look, the University of Georgia had a really good week. How do I know that? Well, because there was actually applause at a press conference. I don't know what Kirby Smart's going to be as a head coach. Neither does Greg McGarity or you or anybody else who's a Georgia fan or a fan of anybody else in the SEC. But when you talk about a guy turning 40 and talking about being more hands-on with everything with the program, that's a good day at the press conference. Now, here's his reality. He's never been a head coach. He's got to shake hands, kiss babies, go to chicken dinners, help the boosters raise some money. But I do think here's why it was a good week and a good hire. They got the man they wanted. There's no settling here. They got their man in 2 days, if you're going to believe how the timeline actually worked from Greg McGarity and company. That's a good deal. You're coming into a situation now where you have a guy who knows the conference, knows the recruiting base, will be able to, because of his reach, guys that he's known now, even though he's only 40 years old, for long enough to know who he wants to work with, why he wants them to work with him. They're all going to hit the ground running, I promise you. And here's the deal with the University of Georgia. They've looked left, right, north, and south. You know what they don't have that some others do? National championships. Greg McGarity and company think this was the first step. I can tell you this, after the press conference, you're supposed to believe that.
All right, Chris Domina, 680 The Fan. Chris on in the morning, of course. Yeah, we'll give him a round of applause.
Chris.
All right, we're going to let you do this again because we like you so much. By the way, we're going to come back in a moment with fantasy football. We'll find out which NFL quarterbacks this week will be better choices than Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees.
Why can't I have a slice of yours?
You're a cartoon. You can only have cartoon pizza.
It's not fair.
Look, this pie is 100% real, and you're colored ink. It's physics, man.
Well, can you buy me a beer?
I can buy you a cartoon beer. Are you single?
It's surprise.
Everyone wants real mellow mushroom pizza because our pies use premium meats and cheeses, fresh veggies, and spring water dough baked with wheat goodness. Mellow mushroom, a higher order of pizza.
It's time to buy your new vehicle right now during the year-end blockbuster sales event at Mall of Georgia Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Epic savings like this. Take $6,000 off a 2016 Jeep Cherokee Sport and pay only $19,729. A 2015 Ram 1500 Bighorn is $11,000 off MSRP. And take $4,000 off MSRP on a 2015 Jeep Wrangler. Incredible year-end savings now at Mall of Georgia Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and online anytime at yourdodge.com.
In a wreck? Get a check.
I'm attorney John Foy, the strong arm. If you've been in a car accident, someone needs to pay. The sooner you call, the faster we'll get started.
I was hit and my car was spun out of control. I suffered injuries all over my body. I got the upper hand. I called the strong arm. My check, $1.2 million.
In a wreck? Get a check. Get the strong arm. Attorney John Foy and Associates.
Today's Fantasy Report is being brought to you by SD Services. Home comfort or plumbing issues? We can fix that.
Joined now by Adam Brown. It's time for fantasy football. Who's hot and who's cold? And playoffs soon, right? In the
Playoffs
regular
start
season?
this week for the season leagues.
And you've been looking at trends. It's a time of year for trends.
Yeah, for trends and for the weekly leagues, the trends I like this week. Let's start with the quarterbacks. And let's go with Blake Bortles, who's been on fire. Back-to-back 300-yard games. Indy's given up 8 touchdown passes the last 3 weeks. Also, New York Jets quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick's been on fire as well. Plays Tennessee's defense, who's given up 894 yards and 9 passing touchdowns the last 3 weeks. So those guys, big-time starts in your weekly fantasy leagues. Running back, Doug Martin. New Orleans has given up 485 yards rushing the past 3 weeks. And LaShawn McCoy going back to play his old team at Philadelphia, hostile environment, but Philly's given up the 6th most fantasy points to running backs. I like him a lot this week going home. Now, wide receivers. Let's look at those 2 Jets. Like I said, Ryan Fitzpatrick's been on fire. Brandon Marshall and Eric Decker have been the recipients of that fire. Marshall's 6 touchdown catches the past 5 weeks. Decker is playing against a Tennessee defense that's given up 459 to opposing receivers and 7 touchdowns the past 2 weeks. Like them a lot.
Okay, now the weekly 10,
Yeah.
and I love when this guy plays because you never know. This
Right.
guy is a train wreck waiting to happen. We're talking Johnny Manziel.
Okay, Johnny Football's playing against San Francisco defense that ranks 20th versus the pass. It's good. Travis Benjamin, Gary Barnidge, Brian Hartline, all going to have big weeks because Manziel is throwing the football to him and can make plays. Now, TJ Yeldon, week 4 against the Indianapolis Colts was his first 100-yard game. Look for him to have another one against the Colts defense that ranks 24th versus the run. And then on the second page, Will Tye, the New York Giants receiver. Larry Donnell is out. Will Tye has back-to-back 70-yard receiving games. I like him a lot on Monday Night Football to step up and have a good game. And Kansas City's defense, last time they played Week 11 versus San Diego, they had a defensive touchdown, an interception, a fumble recovery, 3 sacks. They're going to destroy Phillip Rivers in that San Diego defense.
Good job once again.
Thank you very much. Good luck, everyone.
All right, now you want to win more? Then you've got to go to our website, playingtowin.tv for the Red Pepper Taqueria You Be the Experts Challenge. Go to playingtowin.tv, win $100 at first place, $50 in second place. Adam Brown will be back, and you can get to our website for playingtowin.com and the Red Pepper Taqueria game.
Heating system blowing cold air? We can fix that. Turn to the experts at Carrier and SD Services. We've been installing and repairing heating and air systems in Atlanta for 66 years. Save energy and money with a dual fuel system from Estes. Need to get warm? We can fix that.
Hey Georgia, it's 5 weeks of Fantasy 5. Each week the Georgia Lottery will give away a 2016 Kia Sedona. Just play the all-new Fantasy 5 with Cash Match and enter your tickets for a chance to win. We're giving away 1 Sedona every week for 5 weeks. Go to galottery.com for complete details. And when you drop by a Kia dealership and test drive a new Sedona, you'll receive a free Merry Money Scratcher where you could win $500,000. Make your holiday fantasies come true.
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they did, they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today.
Bad pipes, clogs, broken water heater? We can fix that. ST's Plumbing Services, your man for all seasons since 1949, will make your plumbing problems disappear. From pesky pipes to new water heaters, we can fix that.
Today's NFL Report is being brought to you by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
All right, it is time for the NFL Showdown. The Atlanta Falcons at Carolina. Chuck Smith. Falcons offense, I was going to say woes, and Nikki said, yeah, I'll spell W-H-O-A as in whoa. And Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator, what part does he play in the problems?
Well, first and foremost, everybody plays a part in the problems. This is the NFL. This is not just about one individual. I've never seen him throw an interception in crunch time. I haven't seen Kyle Shanahan fumble the ball. But the bottom line is he's the supreme leader. He has to also entrust and build in confidence in all those players that he has all their best interests at heart. And I'll just leave it at that.
All right, and Nikki, one of the things, Matt Ryan's had a tough season, but he's also had a tough time with his pass protectors.
Yeah, that offensive line hasn't been doing him any favors. They allowed 3 sacks last week against Tampa Bay's defense, middle of the road defense. They were missing 2 of their best pass rushers, and now they're about to face a Panthers defense that ranks 3rd in the NFL in sacks. It's a bad combo, and y'all are looking at me like you're disagreeing with it. It's not a good combo.
Well, Bob, no, it was Bob. It's the offensive lineman.
He's giving you the side eye.
Oh, Nikki.
Throwing bows. I don't want that.
No, cheerleader got too many hits to the head or something. They get concussions too? I don't know. She fell off the stack or something? I don't know. Listen, don't get scared. Don't get scared. The Falcons' O-line can hold up in one of the 2 games coming up with Carolina. They will win one of them.
Now who's the cheerleader?
Now, however, one more thing, Bob Whitfield. Carolina's undefeated. Do they continue this week?
Well, they might beat the Falcons this week, but look for Atlanta to beat them when Cam Newton is not playing, when the game doesn't matter.
Get this man some pom-poms.
You think the Falcons go down at Carolina this week?
Well, what he's saying is that the game won't matter. If Carolina knocks off the Falcons out, they're not playing for anything.
That's right.
They won't play for
Carolina's
anything, so it
not.
gives the Falcons a better chance.
There we got it.
So that was a great point.
All right,
Great
let's
point.
find out. Jeffrey is not here this week, Jeffrey the Ed Schechter, but we do have his picks, and we're going to have the lightning round, but here's his pick on the Falcons. He likes Carolina giving up a touchdown. Now stay with us. We'll be back with Jeffrey's picks next on Football's Play to Win.
Oh, what fun it is! Get to Nissan's holiday event for the season's best offers.
For a limited time, lease Rogue, just $199 per month. Or get a $139 per month lease on Sentra. Shop your local Nissan store and choose Nissan.com.
The Wizard, can you make me real so I can eat real mellow mushroom pizza instead of cartoon pizza?
Stand back. Here we go. Alakazam! Wiggity stickity poof!
I'm still a cartoon.
Then that'd be a no.
Everyone wants real mellow mushroom pizza because our pies use premium meats and cheeses, fresh veggies, and spring water dough baked with wheat goodness.
Wiggity stickity poof.
Mellow mushroom, a higher order of pizza.
Thinning or balding hair? HRS can now reverse thinning hair by using stem cells through platelet-rich plasma treatments. Platelets are distributed directly to the follicle to stimulate growth. This is a safe and easy procedure with no downtime.
I decided to get a series of platelet-rich plasma treatments. Now I have my own growing hair back. The treatments were easy, painless, and I was able to return to work the same day with no downtime.
Call HRS now at 1-800-241-3837.
The holidays are here, and so is Toyotathon.
Wrap up a great year-end deal on a reliable Toyota, like 0% APR financing on many of our most popular models. And every new Toyota comes with a 2 years or 25,000 miles no-cost maintenance plan. Right now at the Toyotathon sales event, get a low 0% APR for 36 months plus $500 holiday bonus cash on a new 2016 Toyota Corolla. That's 0% APR.
Make the holidays happier at Toyotathon. Uh-oh.
Toyota, let's go places.
Today's Player Medical and Injury Report is being brought to you by John Foy and Associates. Personal injury law. Get the strong arm.
Time for the injury report and the player medical report with Dr. A. Let's start with the NFL injury list. Leonard Hankerson, the Falcons' speed receiver, who drops the ball when he catches it deeply anyway, is out for the season. Jay Cutler illness is probable. All of those are questionable to probable, and I might mention that Julio Jones for the Atlanta Falcons has a knee contusion. Dr. A tells me that's probably not serious. He didn't practice on Wednesday, but will probably be ready to play in the game. And now it's time for the player medical report.
How are you?
I'm good. With Dr. A, of course.
A little light on the injuries this
week. A little
week.
light. That's a good thing.
Surprising, but it's a good thing, yeah.
Of course, the creator of InsideInjuries.com. So let's get started.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at this table. C.J. Anderson. Now let's take a look at C.J. Anderson's report card. This is particularly interesting. So he's at an A, but look at that. He's gone from an A to a B. Why is that important? He went from a low risk category to a moderate risk category. 50-50 chance of being very ineffective in the next game. Look at it. He had an ankle sprain, toe sprain, and an ankle injury in the last 2 years. Everything combined together, that's why he's down to a B. Now, if you take a look at the table again, Eli Manning, mild ankle sprain, doesn't have the same effect to a quarterback as a running back, so he goes just from a B plus to a B. Travis Benjamin, from a B minus to a C plus, shoulder injury. Vernon Davis from a B to a C now. He was always at moderate risk. Now he's moved down to a high risk concussion, previous history of concussion. And then Bernard Pierce out for the season. Just particular note, C plus. We had him in pre-draft status at a C plus, high risk. Now, let's talk a little bit about Mark Ingram. So, shoulder injury, surgery, what does that mean? So it could be a rotator cuff tear, it could be a labral tear, and it could be a dislocation with a small fracture. The point is it's serious enough to require surgery for him to be out of the season. What was the grade you think that we gave him?
You warned us about this.
Yeah, unfortunately, C plus grade, and therefore high risk all the way through the season. He is out for the season on week 13.
Well, we know one thing. The algorithms do not lie. This is Dr. A. And now, you stay with us. We'll have Jeffrey's picks coming up next. Best bets on Play to Win.
It can happen to anyone. The road to your recovery can be painful, both physically and financially. Protect your rights and get the lawyer who fights.
'Twas the night before presents, and out on the lawn, no, it wasn't a sleigh, it was Larry and Tom. Young Jane bought a scratcher, it was her time for luck. Oh, the things she will buy with her $1 million. A diamond tiara, a big golden chalice, perhaps her own fashion designer named Alice. But wait, Jane did not buy. We must run away, 'cause you can't ever win if you choose not to play. Go for your chance at $1 million with the new holiday scratchers.
In a wreck? Get a check.
A reckless driver swerved into me. I called the strong arm. My check, $675,000.
Get the strong arm. Attorney John Foy and Associates.
All right, it's time for the lightning round. That means Jeffrey the Edge Schechter with his picks. Jeffrey, obviously, not with us this week, but I've got the picks. Here's what the Edge is saying. He likes Jacksonville over the struggling Indianapolis Colts in a pick'em game. Detroit +1 at St. Louis. And how about this one? Jeffrey likes Houston +3.5 playing New England, but that's at Houston. And now the bonus round. We were just talking about this is a big game. Cincinnati takes their 10-2 mark, -3. Jeffrey likes them over Pittsburgh. That may be the best game in the NFL, and there'll be some really good ones in the league this year. By the way, I'd like to say how much fun it's been having Chuck Smith, the defensive guru, Bob Whitfield, the offensive guru, and the head Falcons cheerleader, who Bob Whitfield said, Nikki Williams, Bob said when she said something he disagreed with that you fell off the stack in cheerleading.
Makes negative, not any zero sense.
There isn't such a thing?
It's called a pyramid, and Bob, you ought to know we don't do pyramids. It's not been 1950 for a long time.
Maybe one of the pom-poms hit you in the head.
Maybe back in Nam.
Bob Whitfield, Chuck Smith, and Nikki the Williams.
Like
Nikki
this.
the Crusher Williams.
It's like this.
I hope you've enjoyed the show. Go to our website, playingtowin.tv. You can see all this again, plus a whole lot more. We'll see you next week on Football's Play to Win.
Play to Win has been brought to you by the Southeastern Nissan dealers,
Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers,
and SD Services.